A report on the safety of girls and women shows that 95% of gender-based violence (GBV) in 10 FCT, Niger and Nassarawa state communities were perpetrated by men and boys. This was made known by the Flashlight Actions on Girls Safety Flags Project Midline Dissemination Meeting organized by Talitha Kumi Foundation, TCF, in Abuja. The 3-year Flags project is funded by the United Nations Trust Fund and implemented by TCF to end GBV and support 750 marginalized schoolgirls between 10 to 19 years. Ms. Comfort Bello, Monitoring and Evaluation Officer, TCF, stated that poverty, culture, lack of skills acquisition, parental care and neglect were some of the causes of GBV. Bello explained further that the survey also showed that most of the perpetrators of GBV were family members such as brothers, fathers and uncles.
On the midline assessment conducted in our 10 flags communities, the major cause of gender-based violence as identified by the respondents is what? Poverty. 71% is what? Poverty. That's the major cause of gender-based violence in the communities. And the major perpetrators of gender-based violence is what? 75% are what? The men. 20% the boys. So basically 95% is what? Men and boys. Those are the perpetrators of gender-based violence in the communities, and most of them are what? Even the families of the survivors, the fathers, the uncles, the brothers, are the ones that perpetrate these beneficiaries. And our recommendation after the midline assessment is one is continuous sensitization. Like they say, continuous sensitization brings about behavioral change. So we believe as they are continually being sensitized in the communities that they'll be able to protect the girl. Gender-based violence will be able to stop to the minimum requirements in the community, and we also encourage skill acquisition training, that's to get the girls engaged in skill acquisition in their communities, to keep them busy, not to just sitting at home and not doing anything that will make them prone towards gender-based violence in their community.
On her part, Ms. Tayo Erinle, Executive Director, TCF, stressed the need for the establishment of shelters for the safety of GBV survivors. She revealed the slow judicial process stalled justice for GBV cases, increased the act, and further affected the mental health of survivors.
We need shelters. We need places where we can keep the survivor safe and rehabilitate her while, justice is taking, its course. And government can support in this regard. Because if we are not able to take survivors out of where they are, abuse will continue because of their level of vulnerability. So shelters are very, very important. We don't have it as it is now. It's quite inadequate. We don't have enough shelters, especially for people above 18. People who have access to the funds and the facilities should provide shelters. That's a great way to support the war against gender-based violence. The wheel of justice is very slow and can be very frustrating. Frustrating for the survivor, frustrating even for us. Because sometimes, when you've been able to pass through the stages of being able to gather the required evidence, getting the support from the health people at the community level too, and from FIDA, the police, and now it ends up in the courts, and it's just taking like forever. It has to be looked into. It has to be looked into because if not, it makes it appear as if nothing is being done. It makes it appear as if nothing is being done. Now, when people have suffered gender-based violence, what has been the harm can be soothed, or some comforts can come when they see justice.
Mrs. Gloria Ekanem, Women Development Department, Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, said Every opportunity to talk about girls' safety is an opportunity to discuss the future of young Nigerian women.
Our girls, we are privileged to have this discussion on the table. Please and please, whatsoever opportunity you have, the few of you are here today, whatever you learn here today, please take it back home and discuss with your peers, discuss with your siblings, discuss with your friends, because it will go a long way in enlightening them as well. The issue of rape is so rampant these days. Know a lot how to protect yourself, because you are the future of Nigerian women. Protection is better than cure. Be armed with the right education. Whatever knowledge you want, ask from the right people so that you will not be misled along the line.
Also, Mrs. Fumi Kolawole, Gender Desk Officer, Nigeria Police, said most of the cases reported are from villages, communities, and most of the perpetrators are relations that are supposed to take care of the survivors.
The number of people that are speaking out, I mean girls and women that are speaking out now, we can say the number of people reporting are more than how it used to be. The culture of silence has been broken. And we have a lot of reports now. And I'm standing tall to tell you that FCT Command are not leaving any stone unturned. We are prosecuting them, and we have a lot of perpetrators that are prosecuted, and we have convictions that they are already in the prison, and some are still pending. I want to use this forum to speak to everyone here that when you see something, you say something. Because without the information, without reporting, there will be no room for investigation, there will be no room for prosecution, and these perpetrators will continue.